whatever you're doing in the present moment, if you give it your fullest attention, is quite satisfying. And that attention connects you, that attention derives from, not the egoic self, the attention that you give it derives from the consciousness, that the stillness, the unmanifested consciousness. That's where the attention derives from. It's the light of consciousness. And so that connects you with the depth dimension in yourself, takes you deeper than the surface. So, and then you can operate simultaneously. You operate much better on the surface level of reality. Getting from A to B is part of the surface level of reality. You operate much better when you're connected to the vertical dimensions. We could call it the horizontal dimension and the vertical dimension. One could say that the ancient symbol of the cross, which predates Christianity, the ancient symbol of the cross points to these two dimensions that need to be there for a balanced life, and that is the horizontal dimension and the vertical need to come together for a balanced and fulfilled life. So the vertical is what we saw at the temple of Apollo in ancient Greece. That's the E, you are. And then from there, you deal with the vertical. And the vertical becomes quite a pleasant playground, challenging at times, continues to be always. It's in the nature of the horizontal dimension to present challenges. But when you are connected to the vertical, you are present, and that becomes more important. That is primary. The vertical dimension is primary. The horizontal dimension is secondary. That already, the wonderful parable in the New Testament about Martha and Mary points to exactly that. I don't know how many people these days know these stories. Jesus is talking, he's visiting some house where two sisters live. One is called Mary and one is called Martha. And Mary sits at the feet of Jesus and God listens. And Martha is working in the kitchen. And Martha says to Mary, come on and go and help me. We've got lunch ready. You don't just sit there. And Jesus says, let her be. She has chosen the good, the best. I don't know the literal translation. She has chosen the best part. Let her be. She has chosen the good part. Some of you might know it. As you know, I can't remember quotations. So Jesus says she has chosen the best part, and that he points to being and doing. Martha exemplifies doing. Mary exemplifies being. So all he's saying is, he's not saying don't work in the kitchen anymore. He's not saying don't prepare meals anymore. He's saying there's doing and there's being. Being is primary. Doing is necessary, but secondary. Being is foundational. And then comes doing, and that is the vertical dimension and the horizontal dimension. We are here, of course, we address primarily in our retreat the vertical dimension of life. In other words, we may not talk here about how to get a better job or how to succeed on the stock market, or how to create a company. That has its place too, if whatever activity you want. But there are many other events you can go to that address the horizontal dimension and succeeding on the horizontal dimension. But if they neglect completely the vertical dimension, then nothing that you achieve there will really make you happy. You might achieve it, but it won't be fulfilling. So that these two be rooted in the vertical, in being, where you are already fully yourself. You don't need to become. On the horizontal, you need to just always becoming. You become this, you develop. In the vertical, now because people they confuse, they don't know that there's a vertical and horizontal. There are many people who pursue spirituality as if it belonged to the vertical dimension. So then that means they're trying to achieve something, to become better at meditating. And they don't because they're trying to become better at it, because meditating is not getting somewhere, but deeply going into being. So, or wanting to become enlightened as an idea, me as the enlightened one, I want to get there. One day I will be enlightened. I wonder when. Will I ever be enlightened? What if I don't get enlightened? And this is why some teachings tell you you're already enlightened. And there's a deep truth that you're already enlightened, but you just don't know it. You're already yourself, really, that means. You're already fulfilled, not on the horizontal level, but on the vertical. And so then you can only know that experientially in the present moment. When you become still, in the gap between two thoughts, and in that gap between two thoughts, let's say here, the gap opens up, and what remains, what is left in the gap between two thoughts, we could say nothing, but that's not entirely true. Consciousness, just a space, a conscious space, a presence, a beingness, a sense of beingness, a knowing that you are.